Good morning, it's such a lovely day. Good morning to you. I think the marbles have finally left the building. Sometimes you just have to kickstart yourself with a bit of force positivity. It's 4 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. There's only one reason I'll put this time in the morning. Well, there's actually two reasons if you count still being up from the night before. But I'm 50 plus now, so days like that are very few and far between. But we're off over to Yorkshire again. Yeah, I know, I could save myself a lot of money by moving there. But we're going back to Fitzwilliam car boot this morning, which is becoming a very regular Wednesday haunt for me. I'm Dave Keith, by the way. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel if you're already a subscriber. What this channel's all about is reselling, which is selling stuff online to fund my lifestyle. Pays my bills, and that's my full-time living. Now, as the regular viewers to my content will be aware, I'm not a massive fan of prejudging at all. I called it last Wednesday at Fitzwilliam. I said it was probably going to be a bad show because of the weather. This time, the opposite is the case. Cracking weather yesterday. Forecast is fantastic for today. Now, I know I bang on a lot about the weather, but obviously it's important as far as car boots are concerned, because it can mean the difference between success and failure, or whether it's even worthwhile setting off. So I do pay close attention to the forecast. But the forecast today is pretty good, actually. It's not amazing, but it'll certainly do. It's supposed to be sunny until about midday. Thought I'd be a bit more frugal as well today. Make my own coffee rather than buy one from the machine. To be fair, Costa has gone downhill. It tastes a bit minging these days, and I'm becoming a bit of a coffee snob. So quick stop at the cash point and we'll get on the road. And we've landed. It's looking a bit gloomy out today. I hope the weather forecast was right. Got to keep the faith. And what have I been listening to on the way over to psych myself up? I think we should start this as a regular feature. What music do you listen to on the way to boot sales just to get you in the mood? Bit of a weird one for me today. I've been listening to the soundtrack score from the movie The Queen of the Damned, which is an awesome movie. I have no idea why. It's not really psyched me up. Well, I suppose it has psyched me up, but in a weird kind of way. Very atmospheric. Okay, maybe it shouldn't be a regular feature. Bit of a job to do before I get into the field though, because I've only just remembered that I deconstructed my trolley because it got a bit wet on Sunday. So that's the first job on. Sorted. How much you got on that, Paul?
£4 if you want it. It's never been opened.
Yeah. There's 3?
Okay, 4 is best.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Good try though.
Yeah, well, good to ask you. When in Rome and all that. Thank you, pal.
Thank you.
Have a good day. How you doing, man? You alright?
YouTuber?
Yes, bud. Yeah, what's your name?
Terry, I think it was.
Sorry, good to see you, my friend.
You're right. I'm trying to think, what's your YouTube name? I'm sure I've watched you.
It was Savernus Biker Lifestyle.
That's the one.
Yeah, mate.
I watched it 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah, cheers,
Wicked,
man.
yeah, man. You give me some ideas, man.
That's it. That's what it's all about, sharing the knowledge and that.
Yeah, I'm new, but learning.
Yeah, brilliant. Nice one. Stick at it. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You got a motorbike?
Yeah.
Is that what I wear for my day? Camera?
Sorry?
Your camera, is that what?
Oh no, I'll vlog car boots for YouTube. How much have you got on your lid?
Right. Steady.
Would you go 7?
Good tenner, mate. I'll just leave it at 10.
Yeah, no worries. Who am I paying him or you? Cheers, man, thank you.
All yours for the time. These are all working, but they need a charge. We haven't got chargers.
No charges, what have you got on them?
30 a piece. If they want to start that and that, not that camera,
Yeah.
give me 70 for that lot.
No worries. I'll do a trip, see what budget I got left on my return. Cheers, man. One shot out. You're 3. There's always some middle ground to be found in there.
Well, to be honest, I couldn't have come down, but I just sold the other one for a £5.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
I could do it about now.
That's it,
Right,
yeah.
there you go.
Thank you, Dad.
Thanks.
Cheers. Have a good day.
And you.
Yeah, it's a tenner that, pal.
What have we got on these, pal?
Fiver, mate.
Yeah. Bye, love. See you later.
How much is your helmet, love?
Well, I've had it. Well, I sold it and then they give back. I wanted 12 for it.
12.
What's your best offer?
I did actually just look as well. It's
What's
a shame.
yours?
The best offer is 5.
6?
We can go 6, yeah. It's a lot closer to where I wanted to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, need to angle up. Might have spotted something else. There you go. Thank you very much indeed.
thank you, love.
Cheers.
Yeah, for the cheer.
How much is this one?
£10.
And how much on these?
20. But take for 15 if you want.
Yeah, it's too far away.
Now when you mention the free out.
How much you got on these, bud?
40.
30? Yeah, no worries.
At 40 I'm making a fiver, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
That's 18.
Would you have bought those docks? I think I might have walked away from something. I shouldn't have walked away from there. But never mind.
That's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll do a £5 a piece. Yeah, I'm getting there, mate. I need a bigger trolley, don't I? Yeah, not too bad, pal. What's your name?
Don't met you here before.
Oh, of course, John, it's the
You know when
bloody
you first started
mask,
after
isn't it?
lockdown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How are you doing?
yeah, not too bad. It started off a bit slow, but getting a bit of a tidal wave now. Can't grumble, really. Well, we got like 3 or 4 rows in.
And they pulled then.
Yeah, they don't like you selling knives, right?
Yeah, so
Do
you
that,
know what I
pal.
did? I did
Thank
this
you,
church
buddy,
phone
cheers.
cutlery.
Yeah. In the immortal words of Winston Churchill, oh yeah, oh yeah. Not even halfway through the field yet and the trolley's overflowing, so I'm having to come back to the car. Quick offload. I need a drink as well. Check this out. Some very interesting stuff there. I should be looking forward to showing you that a lot later. Time to get back at it. How much have you got on those, look?
4 sketches.
Yeah, we can do 4 on those. Assuming you got the other one, of course. Cracking.
I'm getting some more trainers out now.
Yeah, no worries. I'll swing back anyway.
All
I'll
right,
normally
love,
do
I'm
a
getting
couple
all
of
these out
circuits.
first.
Yeah, brilliant. Cheers, love. How much you got on your BMX, mate?
35.
35.
£400 back, that definitely.
Let me just throw this out.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's got brand new chain on with 20 quid.
Yeah, yeah. A mongoose was a seriously good buy for 35 quid, if it actually was a mongoose. There was no markings on the frame. Somebody had done a pretty good job of painting it, but without any markings to check it out. There's a serial number on the bottom that didn't really relate to anything. So without actually being able to verify it, then a bit too much of a gamble for me.
It says extra small. It's a big extra small.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
It's brand new last season. 30 quid.
Yeah, it looks a lot bigger than an extra small, doesn't it? How much are your bears, love?
Tenner each.
You do 15 for the pair.
I'll do your 18 for the pair. Now that's a good bargain for two.
Yeah, they are very lovely. Yeah, thank you.
17.
I can only do 15, sorry, lovely.
Come on then, two.
Oh, you're a good one. Thank you very much indeed. Belton, thank you very much. Oh, sorry, thank you.
Oh, you had a thing even.
Yeah, yeah, it keeps them a bit clean though, doesn't it? Smashing. Thank you so much.
Thank
Cheers. Have a good day, love.
Is that videos or DVDs?
The videos, man.
Ah, bloody
Yeah. Yeah, they're all. Come out of the clearance and look at that Star Wars one.
Yeah,
Data.
videos, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not real quick.
Nah. No, I'd rather have mirrors.
How much have you got on your lid, pal?
I've just asked the kid 40 quid for it, mate.
Yeah.
35 quid.
Yeah, that's not going to be that. Thank you anyway.
Yeah, I was watching you this morning.
Good
An hour
morning,
ago.
right?
A
Yeah.
bit better turnout than last week.
Just a bit, mate,
Didn't
isn't it?
it?
I've been back to the car once already with overflowing trolley, yeah.
Yeah.
So happy
Just hope it
days.
rain's going to keep off.
Apparently it's
Getting a
not supposed to
bit
rain
dark over
today.
Yeah.
It's going to be overcast, but it's not going to rain today.
Yeah. So what do you do when you come over here? Do you go into town and that, look round charity shops?
No,
You
just
go straight back home?
Wednesday's a packing day. Are these the only Morris and Gromit stuff you have?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. That's great,
Hello.
well, thank
Thank
you.
you,
Sorry.
mate.
Cheers. Have a good day. How much you got on that, Paul?
Either.
Just so happens I've got a fiver in my hand.
Cheers, God.
Cheers, mate. Have a good day, bud.
When I saw it this morning, so the first thing is when they were good, it made me like wildfire. Excellent. It actually works. But you know, you can't get a picture. Of
course,
you know,
yeah.
boxes for that,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah.
For, receiver on them out.
How much have you got on this?
£6. So
I've got a good feeling
it's
about
antique of the
this.
future, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I've got a good feeling. Radio on it as well, isn't there? You do 5?
Yeah, I've seen it. You do a lot of eBay stuff,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah. Yeah, it's my full-time gig now.
they? Yes, a lot of people do make a good living after eBay, actually.
That's it, yeah.
It's just knowing, getting into it really though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
main thing,
Yeah.
you know, how to present it and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, once you're up to speed, it's not too bad. I mean, they do change the rules from time to time, but it's not too bad to keep ahead of it.
How do you go on about tax then?
I just do my books at the end of the year. Yeah, just normal self-employed books.
Yeah,
So,
because they reckon to keep an eye on it, all the tax people.
oh yeah,
You know,
yeah. They should do as well, yeah. I mean, if I'm paying my taxes, everybody else should as well.
Oh, exactly, yeah, I agree with it. Yeah, I know the tax they are on on your personal. Because I used to have a company car when I was repping like, and then there's quite a few collectors for them now.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Do they call it a soda dispenser?
Sorry?
Is it a soda dispenser? Is that what they call it? Yeah.
It's a soda siphon.
And how much was that, boss? How much do you want for it?
12 quid I got on it. They're getting rare now, is that
Yeah,
it? Actually works as well.
Yeah. That was about a tenner. 10?
Yeah, okay.
Oh. Yeah, I've been back to the car once. I'm flagging now though. What are you guys called?
Jackie and Marjorie.
Jackie and Marjorie, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we saw it. It was Ben when you were talking to Ben.
Oh right, yeah. Apparently he's been telling everybody. I was talking. There's another couple down there for the channel, and they've been telling everybody. I need to get him on the payroll, don't I?
Yes, you do. Yeah. So you get to recognise, you see.
That's it, bless him. Well, it's nice to meet you anyway, ladies.
Yes, well, I hope you have a good day.
Have a good day to yourself. Oh, hell yeah. What a result from today. Really made up some really interesting pickups as well. Quite a few vintage bits. A stark contrast to last week, and it's only 9 o'clock, so we're getting back for a reasonable hour as well, so I shall see you back at home. Now, just before we start, it's time to address the obvious. You know what it's like, particularly some of you blokes with beards. I mean, maybe even some of you women, I'm not sexist. You decide to have a shave, give your beard a trim, and you realise you forgot to put the guard back on after the last time you cleaned your shaver. Oh well, it'll grow back. So another brilliant result from the Fitzwilliam car boot. Total spent today was £148, and for that I got exactly 20 items. So I'll take you through what I picked up and how much I'm expecting to list it for. Just for the people out there that are new to this channel, just to explain the format of what I do. Rather than give you a price for each individual item that I pay, I tell you a total amount of items that I picked up and how much I paid for all of them. The reason I do that is because purchase prices for items bought at car boot sales is very subjective. Just because I pay a certain amount for an item, it doesn't mean to say that you can pick that item up for that price. So it's almost an irrelevance me telling you how much I pay for an individual item. It's very much dependent on your own ability to negotiate. It's very dependent on, well, luck in a lot of cases. So that's the reason I do that anyway. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I did say there was an interesting selection today, and that's for sure. So first up is this Maxim TV radio. Obviously very old school. I could have done with this, to be fair, probably a month or two ago while the European Championships were on. It needs a bit of a degunge, to be fair, but it just looks like cosmetic marks and bits of grub kind of thing. That's going to clean up quite nicely. There's no damage to it, maybe a little bit of scuffing, certainly nothing noticeable once it's cleaned up. Now, I didn't actually check comps on this when I picked it up. I picked it up because I've sold this size of TV before, and what I was thinking was this is a little bit more quirky, a little bit more cool, and the fact it's got a radio as well as the fact that it's a tiny TV. So I pretty much convinced myself that it was a safe bet. Not quite as high value as I would have liked. I might have been able to stretch it a little bit value-wise during the European Championships, like I say. But the listing value I've got on that is £22. And next up, a pretty cool looking ATV helmet. There's a little bit of wear inside, but it's obviously been kept inside rather than in a garage or a shed. You can usually tell the difference because there'll be cobwebs, slug slime, just general nastiness, mold even in there. But giving it a smell test, it doesn't smell too bad. Extremely cool decals on it. Smaller than I would like. The size is small. There's no way in a million years I'm getting my big Swede in that. I'm an XL. But because of the decals, and it just looks fantastic. The brand is AGV, which is a good solid seller as well. So listing value on point on that is £45. I may need to take offers on that in the not too distant future because of the size. Generally speaking, the larger and more common sizes are going for around that kind of price, but I'm going to stick my neck out at £45 for this one. Saw these guys on the table and there's no way I was leaving them. Two Shaun the Sheeps, official products, a small one and a large one. Listing value on the small one, £15, and the listing value on the large one, £18. And I might have even undervalued that large one because I think it's going to be more collectible. They almost look like they should be together. Now I'm learning more and more about Plush as I go, but usually I won't look at them unless they're clearly very, very good quality. Some that I do particularly watch out for are Disney Store Plush and Charlie Bears, because I've sold quite a few of each in the past and they've always been very good to me. But I noticed these on the table and I would initially have just not given them a second glance because they just look kind of like standard bears. But the two things I did notice was the tag for a start. So obviously it's either been from a collector or it was a recently new item anyway, because of obviously it's in fantastic condition. But because of the age, this is a Harrods bear. But the second thing I noticed was the foot, Harrods 2017. So that almost required me to do a bit more digging. Check the tag. This is from, like I say, from 2017. This is Bertie Bear with his cool little Christmas jacket on, and with it was a Harrods bear from 2018, and this is Oliver. It does actually say on the tag there. Yep, there you go. I had to do a bit of haggling with these. You probably noticed in the video I was sticking to my guns on what I was offering, and I just walked off and the lady called me back again and said she would accept my offer, which was very lovely. Normally I wouldn't barter too many times back and forth if I know that there's decent margin for me in a product. I actually misvalued these slightly when I looked at the comps, so that's the reason I was sticking to what I was prepared to pay. Now very, very fortunately for me, the lady changed her mind and accepted my final bid, because these are actually worth more than I valued them at on site. Now the first one, the Bertie Bear, listing value on that guy is £30, and Oliver, slightly more recent, 2018, with his cool little puffer jacket on. That's proper cool, that. Listing value on that one, £55. So a really, really, really good result on those two Plush. Another standard pickup for me, these Skechers slip-ons. They're a size 5, really, really good condition. Did the split test on them. A lot of times, one thing that you always check when you're picking up footwear is the split test, because if they've been in storage for a long while, and depending on how they've been stored, sometimes if you bend the sole like so, it will split, and then obviously you'll know that they're not worth picking up. But these Skechers are lovely, and the listing value I put on those is £22, because they're a little bit more unusual than the standard slip-ons. But a little bit of a story on Skechers. As I've mentioned in the past, this channel is all about transparency, and if I've been a complete and utter twonk, I will be the first person to hold my hand up. So this is unrelated to this pickup, but I do like Skechers myself. They were my day-to-day trainers up until a recent incident. I do like to keep them clean. Stuck my pair in the washing machine. Nothing wrong with that at all. Done it dozens of times in the past. But this time, for some completely unknown reason, I decided to put them in a bloody dryer, and this is the result. So don't put Skechers, or probably any trainers for that matter, in the dryer, kids. It's really, really, really a stupid idea. Next up, this really another helmet. Actually, this is a pretty cool looking Leopard helmet. The Leopard as a brand is pretty low end, to be honest, and the only reason I picked this up is because of the style of it and because of the decals. I think it looks really, really cool. It's in very, very good condition as well, more of a standard size as well as a size large. So for all those reasons, that was the reason I picked it up. Didn't pay very much for it anyway, to be fair. Listing value I've got on this helmet is £25. Now this style of car security device is a lot more desirable than the bar ones that I've been picking up of late. This is the Auto Lock 2000. Lots of evidence comps on these, pretty consistent on price as well. Just the one key with it, and it does need a bit of a wipe down, but nothing more really. It's just surface dirt. Listing value on that, £45. Now there's a few things that I bought from the same stand actually, and this is a really nice leather clad Hackett Herald radio. Now like I say, there's the few things that are on the stand with this old chap. They were selling these. He said that it works, and they just dug them out. They're all his own stuff, rather than he was doing a house clearance to somebody else or something like that. So I'm pretty confident that the stuff that he gave me, I bought off him, because of the condition of them, it is actually true to his word. So this Hackett Herald radio, I'd like to actually date this to tell you, but I haven't. I feel like I've let you down on that score. I really should date some of these vintage items, but from the look of it, I'm going to say probably 50s, maybe 60s. Listing value on this radio, £40. This is what they call a soda siphon, S-I-P-H-O-N. It's vintage. It's very, very heavy, and the glass is very, very thick. It does, I don't know if you heard that little hiss, there's not very much in it kind of thing, but it actually does work. The seals are good on it. Now when I first picked this up, I thought Peters of Hull was some form of beverage company, but it's actually the siphon itself, because I didn't notice at the time. At the bottom it says British Siphon Co Limited, and it also says London, so why it's Peters Hull, I don't really know. But anyway, this really is a quality device. There's quite a few comps of supposedly vintage types of this item, going for around about £15 mark. I think what it is, in a lot of instances, sellers on eBay these days are very, very slapdash with the word vintage. Now, according to anybody that's worth listening to, the term vintage can be used on items that are over 20 years old. This is absolutely 100% without question a vintage item. I was really surprised with the comps on these as well. Listing value on this siphon is £35. Now, I didn't check the comps on this either. This is a Tupperware shape sorter. It's got 10 shapes with it, or it should have 10 shapes with it, so this is complete because it has. This is a toy from probably the 70s. It's the first one I've seen in the wild, I think probably ever, since I've been car booting. And the reason I picked it up is because I saw it on somebody else's channel. Might have been George's, might have been Nick and Andrea, can't quite remember. So I didn't even check the comps on it, I just picked it up because it was very, very cheap. I wasn't totally disappointed with the listing value on this, but I wasn't totally impressed either. But it's a dead easy post anyway. I mean, it's not going to break at all. It's lasted getting on 50 years. It's going to last its final journey to the new keeper. But anyway, listing value on that is £13. Another little portable radio pickup. Looks like the numbers have worn off the station presets on this, so I'll probably put some effort into taking all these labels off and just cleaning it up and explaining the one-off. This Sony, the model is the ICF M750L. Pretty much a bread and butter stuff, and I don't know what it is with radios we've been picking up lately. They're just sticky. This isn't as bad as the one I picked up from Yorkshire last weekend, which was just disgusting. But this is a bit tacky as well. Nice. Like I say, bread and butter pickup, listing value on this £15. Board game pickup, this is the Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit DVD. I wouldn't have looked at this at all if it wasn't for the fact that it's new and sealed. Second hand, you'd be struggling to get a tenner for this one, and they're a bit of a pain in the ass to check as well because of the amount of cards and pieces and blah blah blah. But because this is new and sealed, listing value on that is £20. Now, the same stall that the Hacker radio came from, this really caught my eye because of the condition of it. This is a Amstrad transistor radio. The model is the 6010. It is in extremely good condition. Quite often with radios like this, they'll need one of the big brick 9-volt batteries, but fortunately with this one it comes with a power lead. It looks like the original power lead as well. Again, like the Hacker radio chap said, that they work perfectly. I'm very much enjoying picking up vintage items just lately, and this is an extremely good example of well looked after gear. Because of the condition, I'm very, very confident in sticking a listing value on this of £55. A slightly more up-to-date tech now. This Panasonic Blu-ray player. It's a home theatre system actually. It does a 3D Blu-ray as well. The model is the SABTT400. No cables with this, but it's a standard figure of 8, the power cable, and I've got HDMI cables in my bag of cables upstairs. The only thing I haven't got with it is a remote. But aftermarket, we're probably looking at about £8 for an aftermarket remote for this one. But I can test it before I order the remote, so there's no exposure there. This would normally come with 6 speakers with its complete, but obviously this isn't. Doesn't bother me too much. There's plenty of comps for this item without the speakers. Looks in pretty good condition actually. Just needs a wipe down. There's a little tiny dink in the top, but aside from that, I've certainly seen ones in much worse condition. So listing value on that, £55. Now I think it was a couple of videos back, somebody left a comment telling me off for not picking up the original Xbox for £10 because it was a good deal. So I do actually listen to you guys, and this one, same again. The cost value on it was £10, so rather than be told off again, I picked it up. I To be honest with you, in hindsight for the last one, I know it was a daft move leaving it, but hey ho. No games or controllers with this, and no AV lead either. I think I may well have one, I'm not entirely sure. But I'll need to source, at the very least, a controller. No games with this either. I've got a contact, and he's one of the people on the ABL reselling community page who sorted me out last time. Hopefully he's got some more controllers that I can source from him. So, because I'd much rather give my money to people that are supporting this channel than just random people on eBay. So listing value on this is £50. On consoles particularly, I'm not really that fussed if the fast flips at the minute, because I know getting closer to Christmas, not only will the sell-through rate for consoles pick up, the value will go up as well. And last for the pickups today, a cheeky trio of original Tonkers. This is actually the first time I've sold the original Tonkers. The ones that I've sold of late, the steel ones, have been the more modern versions, and they sell for really strong money, and the fast flips as well. The bigger trucks are a bit more of a pain in the chuck to send, so you have to factor in the additional postage costs. And in this case, the larger of the one has been painted and quite poorly maintained over the years, but there's still a big market for vintage Tonka toys. So the listing value on the larger Tonka is £30. Obviously I'll give them, I'm not going to paint them or anything like that, but I'll certainly give them a clean up. They've just been in somebody's garage for a good long while, I think. And the listing value on the two smaller ones, which are identical, is £25. Now my love affair with Yorkshire and its car boot sales just keeps getting stronger and stronger. If you'd seen my last video from the marathon adventure on the Sunday over in the lovely county, you'll probably know the reasons why. So anyway, totals time. Total spend at Fitzwilliam today, £148, and for that I picked up 20 items, and the total listing value of those 20 items is £640. Now just to quantify that valuation, as you always do, all those items, the value of them will be plus postage, and perhaps obviously to people who are familiar with my videos, that those valuations are gross valuations, so there's obviously still eBay fees to come off that and money to put aside for the tax at the end of the year. Now this coming weekend we've forecast a heat wave, so it'll be absolutely criminal for you all not to be out in the boot sales if you possibly can. Get out there and make hay while the sun shines, guys. If you've enjoyed this video or reselling is your thing, please give it a thumbs up, it really helps the channel. If you want to give that little bit extra support to the channel, in the descriptions of this video there's a link to my Buy Me a Coffee page where you can, well, buy me a coffee obviously. If you're not already subscribed, smash that subscribe button, and the notification bell will give you a notification next time I post a video up. Thanks very much indeed for watching, guys. I very much appreciate your support. I've been Dave Keefe, you've been amazing. I'll see you in the next video.